in that allocation of 15 million, at least let's take 1 million. Be intentional in our plans and use it to develop books. Now, I'm saying you've chosen the right city because we have a lot of champions, whether women or men. I was whispering to the MMC, they would know that every time I introduce the Deputy Director of Sports in Tsolela, I'll always mention that this is the first person who baby Jake Matlala lost the fight against. He is now a Deputy Director of Sports. But where is boxing? Because this man is a former boxer. He should be passionate about boxing. Maybe it's a story for another day. I'm just showing you the talent that we have. And Program Director, let me reassure you, whether correct or incorrect, unfortunately for me, I can't divorce boxing. Because my first professional title was in boxing in 1984. So I'm a boxer myself. So I can't divorce boxing. One of the statements that I have made as a policy directive was to the repositioning of the Department of Sports in municipality. And out of all the sporting code that I've mentioned, I also mentioned boxing. If I'm not correct, it was the first one to mention, to say boxing must come back. Because at our time, boxing was supported by the mines. Now, we still have mines that are giving us the SLPs. They still have the CSI programs. Why can't we use those to promote boxing as one of the sports? Now, the acting CEO has mentioned the impact of boxing in a human being, which is discipline. Now, every sport has that common element of building a disciplined individual. What is good about sports, maybe in any other contact sports, about boxing, like any other contact sports, is that it also teaches you resilience. You are not easily provoked. Now it means if you can, train our young people as boxers, we are going to reduce the level of anger that we find in our society. As you speak about the series that you want to see taking place, you say, but why can't we have an arrangement that says, for series 1, for a series, let's have series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in our structure of promoting boxing. Now you have your series 1 as a tournament that takes place at the municipal level. And then your series 2 will go at the district. 3 goes at the province. 4 goes at the national. And 5 is your international. So that we build a proper structure for the boxing to be able to grow in sports. Now, I'm saying I'm committing. I know I don't have facilities, but what I've said to my team, led by the MMC, is that in the conditional grant that we are receiving from national, there's a 5% allocated, no, is it 5, 15%. 15% allocated to sports. And I want to see that 15% developing this sporting code, which amongst them is boxing. Now, it's going to end up a story when there are no people who are actually going to implement that. I can find at this level, and the 15% would go to the department, and when it does not receive right patrons there, it will never be used to germinate the talent that we want it to germinate. And we'll be forced to take that money and use it for something else. Now I'm saying there is at least a little bit of resources that is there. Now if you count 15% of 100 million, you're talking about 15 million. Now, if we say in that allocation of 15 million, at least let's take 1 million. Be intentional in our plans and use it to develop boxing. It shouldn't be a problem. And let me tell you something. I know I fight with my MM and the CFO about this, but I never, I get a hati musaka pofu ya habo hachili. Yeah. There is money that is not budgeted for HOD, which is VAT recovery. Now, if we say we did not budget for boxing, why can't we say when we receive a VAT recovery, take a portion and allocate it to develop boxing? Yeah. So we have no excuses in terms of lack of resources. But the only thing that we have is a lack of commitment, lack of being intentional in our actions. So resources are there, but all what we need to do, we need to put up a structure so that we are able to build a proper structure in which we are going to develop boxing. It should not be that after this meeting, we are all going to queue for your numbers, acting CEO, because you are a man of action. Say, give me your numbers. Yeah. Then from time to time, we give you a call. No, I've got these boxers, they don't have gear, they don't have equipment. Can you assist us? It has to be an obligation. It has to be mandatory to municipalities to provide the equipment in one way or another. We have equitable share. Why can't we use portion of it to buy equipment? Now, we can't do that when there is no structure that is going to make sure that that equipment is not abused. That equipment is used for the intended purpose. And we are able to shine and say we have revived boxing in the Northwest. So I have no doubt that all what we lacking, which I think through the, I don't want to give you a lot of work, HOD, but through the commitment that we are making as the current administration and the MMC, we're going to make sure that such structure exists in the city of Matosana, and such structure get the necessary resources so that that structure is able to produce what we want it to produce.